What's quite special to the European market is ACEA is actually the consortium of vehicle manufacturers themselves, OEMs. They have come together over 20 years ago to really ensure that the correct type of lubricants are supplied into their vehicles for service fill, but also to ensure that consumers and end users have a reasonable level of understanding and confidence that they're choosing the correct type of products to lubricate their vehicles.
They set the minimum performance standards for the European equipment and European OEMs and their vehicles. It's not just about passenger car vehicles, it's heavy-duty vehicles that are used in off-highway applications as well.
As you start to look at the OEMs, what they're starting to do as the ACEA organisation is they're selling the same type of engine hardware that we use here in Europe, but they're selling it in places like China, across the rest of Asia.
The importance of ACEA within Europe is clearly well understood. When we consider other parts of the world, then ACEA is more important now than it ever has been, and as we move forward, then it's going to be of even greater importance.
That's great for the OEMs because it means it's the same engines being used globally.
There are several drivers that drive the new ACEA specifications. One is the OEMs themselves. They want to produce more robust, cost-effective vehicles or engines. There is legislation which also drives the OEMs to put after-treatment devices within the hardware.
All of the OEMs are very focused on finding ways in which they can reduce the CO2 emissions coming out of their vehicles in response to that regulation.
The lubricant can help with that, and as such we start to see a drive towards stricter fuel economy regulations. The change in the engine hardware that the OEMs are enforcing is actually meaning that the lubricants need to have higher performance to cope with this. When we move out to different marketplaces where the fuel quality is enormously different to that here in Western Europe, we have new challenges coming in.
The fuel that's being used within Europe has got a biodiesel content or a bioethanol content if it's petrol. A lot of the tests that have been introduced in the ACEA 2016 sequences are to address the issues that can be caused by biodiesel.
These new tests, these new engines, are a real increase in performance. They have to understand that what the oil is trying to do is more than what it was used to trying to do. So therefore, it's an enhancement in performance, it's a more challenging environment, and as such, the oils will need to change to compensate and cope with that.
One of the things that we have as an advantage at Lubrizol is that we actually have our own test facilities here, so we can actually install all of those tests. And you can't beat getting close to those tests.
We are not only ahead of the game in terms of testing, though, we're ahead of the games in terms of the formulations that we bring to bear and the number of type of chemistries that we bring to bear.
The people that we employ, the engineers and the chemists that we employ, are really dedicated to this effort of making sure that we have the additives and the technologies that are required. This is our sole purpose.
Lubrizol understands the technical challenges and requirements of ACEA oil performance and is very well prepared and positioned to be able to help our partners and customers throughout the world respond and upgrade their products to meet ACEA oil requirements both today and in the future.